So you've done the self-help and you've dipped into some personal development, but now you ask the question, now what? What can you do? Well, if you want to escape the apathy, step right this way. So twice a year, I teach a course called Autonomy. It's a 12-week personal development and training course. What people get out of it is multifaceted. There's curriculum, there's exercises, there's camaraderie, you make new friends. There's a whole lot of interesting things. We're going to hear a sample from the course right now, and let's take a look at the value these students are getting.
I can't expect other people to understand me until I understand myself. So if I don't understand myself and what is my raison d'etre, my reason for getting up out of bed and doing stuff every day, if I don't understand that, I don't expect other people to understand that very easily about me. But if I understand myself and I understand what I'm about, and I understand the actions I'm taking are leading to my substantial goals of my own choosing and prioritization, and that I'm learning how to write my own script in life. And I'm not perfect, but I'm going to make mistakes, but I'm going to learn from those mistakes. I'm going to keep improving. I'm going to keep consistently showing up for myself. And then somebody I come across doesn't understand me. Well, it's a whole different situation, because God bless your soul, you don't understand me. How would you have understood me? We've never had the dialogue so you can understand. But if you are interested, I could explain it. And if you're not, I can let it go. And I don't need other people to understand me unless they're seeking to understand me and I need to help them bridge that gap. I'm happy to, but otherwise, I mean, I would have unreasonable expectations to see me as something that you have to understand to go about your life. Does that make sense? So I have lower expectations unless people indicate, hey, my expectations are up here, and then I can help meet their expectations. But I don't know, maybe it helps me avoid unnecessary disappointment in these situations. Just in general, I have a high opinion of humanity and its potential, but I also have realistic expectations that start with the people I encounter probably aren't going to be as competent as they could be, because I know that they've had a history of being held back artificially and they might not have gotten the tools to liberate themselves yet. So I find that more often than not, people inspire me and surprise me in a good way than disappoint me in a bad, because I'm already set for, like, people are not coming through this life as cleanly as possible. They're not getting the help they need at the right times. In fact, they're being, like, frustrated and aggravated at every step and turn. So I kind of almost expect the default, and I'm pleased when I get something other than that. And I can get something other than that when I take a positive attitude and insert it into those default situations. Because if they're not thinking for themselves, they're just on whatever frequencies around them. So if they're around complainers, they're complaining. But if you go in with a bright face and you're saying, hey, what a wonderful day, so nice to see you, how can I help you, what can I help you do today, whatever the thing is, that positivity is as likewise infectious as the fear and negativity. It just doesn't spread as easily, because we don't know that it's just as easy for me to be positive as it is for me to be negative. But we have been indoctrinated for 15,000 hours at least, plus reinforced through media. Hey, why don't you just think on the downside? Why don't you just think, over here? And that's where our modality is. So by building the habit of purposely putting your attitude of gratitude over here, instead of thinking you're entitled over here and you don't have enough and your woe is me, I got more than I need for anything I need to do today, because everything I need is between my ears. The knowing how to inquire reality and find the answers is everything I need to go through all these problems and make them into solutions. That's a liberating concept, and a lot of people are never getting anywhere near that because they get concerned about, what do people think about me, or do they understand me, and do I need them to understand me, and I feel misunderstood. Well, I would go away and say, well, maybe I'm not understandable. How could I make myself more easily understood by other people? And maybe it's a book, maybe it's a movie, maybe it's writing a song, maybe it's doing theater or poetry or something like this. But it probably involves something I can take action and do, as opposed to something that I don't have control over, which makes people feel really helpless.
Everyone's doing some kind of self-help these days, and you can find a million self-help courses out there. Most other courses out there are hosting lectures, they're hosting videos, they're maybe even doing Q&As, and these are great starting points to encourage learning. But at Autonomy, we believe that hands-on practice is the best way to really lock in what we're learning. There's no better way to gain confidence and mastery than through action. After each lecture, we practice the concepts we've learned with other students, giving and receiving feedback in a non-judgmental environment. The result is mastery of concepts like entrepreneurship, ethical sales, and self-reliance in an environment that directly translates to the real world. Plus, you make connections with other like-minded individuals who are learning right alongside you, and you have a lifetime membership in the community. The Autonomy course with Richard Grove equips you with confidence, competence, and courage in a world filled with confusion and noise. You can learn more at getautonomy.info. We'll see you there.